Kenya has been said to be a land that is perpetually in an election mode. So much so that we have seen people get into an election immediately one is over. The people begin to campaign for the coming election even before the victor has been sworn in. Something else has now been added. We are becoming a land of succession. There is so much succession and succession talk in this country. It would appear to anybody to be in a kingdom that is not stable. A kingdom where we have palace school after palace school. But this is hardly surprising. Any functional state will always have its share and element of succession intrigues whenever the ruler is about to exit, either because of failing health, or because of age, or because of constitutional demands that they vacate office. In the United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth II, the longest serving monarch, the oldest in British history, has been at the throne for quite a time. In fact, she became queen when she was in Kenya. As she got into her 80s, people began to wonder why she should not abdicate and leave the throne to Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales. After so much talk, and as she stuck to her guns, living up to her oath that she took when she was 21 years, when she had said that she will remain to serve the people of UK, the people of the kingdom, whether she lived a long life or a short life until her end. Focus then has shifted in the past 15 or 10 years to Prince Charles. Prince Charles is being told, why can't you abdicate and put your son, Prince William, in line of succession? Again, for obvious reasons. Prince Charles is beyond retirement age. He's not a boy. Prince Charles is 72 years old. But he has brushed it off. In a recent BBC documentary, he laughs it off and says there can be only one sovereign at a time, not two. In another interview when he was pushed hard, he said, look here, gentlemen, this is not the sort of thing you want to talk about. Because this kind of thing only happens when somebody dies. So you don't want to be pushed into talking about somebody dying. And that ended the debate. Now, this brings two fundamental things that I want to talk about today. One, that those second in command, those in line to succeed, will always be required to be patient. That your time will come. That has been the bane of vice presidents and deputy presidents. Those who make a mistake by saying that our deputy president is not a vice president and therefore is a co-president and therefore has a right beyond vice president, you are wrong. Because even Americans have vice presidents who are elected on the same ticket with the president, and yet they toe the line. You should listen to Mike Pence, constantly referring to the president. You would wonder and think you are in Kenya. So one of the problems of those people who are second in command, deputy governors, deputy presidents, vice presidents, heir to the throne in kingdoms and monarchy, those people always have to wait and to know that there are always four wheels on a car, that you are a spare wheel that can only be removed from the boot or wherever it is a spare is put when the car has a puncture. That is one of the problems. Patience, and it inflicts us in this country because our deputy president, for whatever reason, has not been patient. The next thing about succession is there are always traps. People are always engulfed in intrigues. They are led into traps. There are betrayals. But above all, there are blunders. If you read history, those who did not make it made fundamental blunders. Kenya. I have said the first blunder William Ruto made was to go out, all out indeed, for the succession without hiding it. I have said it repeatedly. That was a big mistake. And I've always wondered, the deputy president comes from the Kalenjin community, who know how to keep a secret, who know how to keep quiet. And that's why I've always wondered, how come Gideon Moi looks more measured and therefore more Kalenjin than William Ruto? I have always wondered. But maybe Ruto has his own answers. He should have learned from Moi. Indeed, there are those who have said, if William Ruto had paid Daniel Moi a visit and sought advice to him before things got to the point where they got and he couldn't go, there were always times he could have gone. Even if he had wronged Moi, he would have told him, just sisi ni vijana. Sometimes damu inakimbia mbio. Mzee labda nilikukosea. He could have gone to Moi. There are those who have advised that he should have, maybe he would have learned that in succession, you don't even need to read 48 laws of power. Don't show your head too early. Now that you have shown, the blunders then begin to set in. Let me not even go far. In the past 2 weeks or so, from television interviews, you can pick out the blunders. In an interview on Citizen TV, I think with Joe Ageyo, a wonderful interview. I must salute Joe Ageyo. It was a wonderful interview. And I must salute the deputy president. He's a wonderful interviewee. In that interview, the blunders began just to pop out, one after the other. Look, when deputy president says the Jubilee Party has been hijacked by conmen, busybodies, brokers like Murathe and the company, maybe he wanted to add Tuju and the rest of those people, what are you telling the people? You are telling the people that the president has allowed the people to mess the party, or he has sent them. They are his proxies. You are therefore getting where the president would want you to go. Alternatively, you are also saying if the president can allow busybodies, conmen, and the brokers like Murathe and the rest to destroy the party, you are actually saying the president is inept. Huyu jamaa hawezi kazi. You are saying the president is so incapable that he cannot see when people are destroying the vehicle that you people made. That the president is so inept, so incapable, so inefficient that he cannot even see that people are destroying the party. You are also saying in that interview that the president really is a weak president. Why? In that interview, William Samoei Ruto says, in the first term, 2013, 2017, they worked together. But in the second term, they wanted the president to work on his legacy, to be seen. What you are saying is that your light is so powerful that besides the president, you dim him. That your light from your candle burns so bright, in order for the president's flickering candle to be seen, your candle must be dimmed or removed. That your star is so bright. Those are blunders. And there are many more you can fish out. Murkomen, on another interview with Waigu, I think, on Citizen TV, says directly the president is frustrating Ruto, and he mentions a number of things, including being kicked out of a house. People associate Murkomen with the deputy president. Now, why am I calling this ones blunders? Including the revenue sharing formula. It has been created for you to to be subjected to hit and make blunders. Outside a police station, one of the people calling themselves Team Kenya, my friend and young man, my son, Malala, says, I will not support measures to remove money from Wajir or Mandera and take it to Mount Kenya. Underline Mount Kenya. Why am I now calling these things as I end blunders? I'm calling these things blunders because you are finally being handed into a point where you are going to be identified as an enemy of the mountain. An enemy of the mountain. When people have issues, they identify an enemy, an outside person, a punching bag. Soon you will discover, William Ruto, that you would have heeded advice. You should have sought better advice even before you appeared on the interview. Because what you are doing now is hitting at the president and is keeping quiet. But the people are seeing that unapiga kijana wao. These are the blunders I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, kila mtu ako na wenyewe. Kila mtu ako na wenyewe. And as the people stand in the way of the revenue sharing formula, the people of the mountain are saying, money should come to us as a matter of right because of our population, because we also need our share. But there are people standing in the way. Those people are now being associated, rightly or wrongly, with William Samoei. Those are the blunders I'm talking about. Again, in the process, because Raila is supporting the formula and is therefore seen to be a friend, as Irungu Kangata says, of the mountain people, my friend William Samoei Ruto, you are making the blunders. And I know the last blunder is to believe that you can reach the ground without the people. This is Kenya. That is a monumental blunder. Because in Kenyan politics, if you went to Western Kenya and you didn't have those leaders, Oparanya, Eugene, Atwoli, Mudavadi, if you didn't have those ones, I'm telling you, the people on the ground will vote with their leaders. Equally, when you go to the mountain, when the heat is now applied, the elections are there now, you realize Kimani Ichung'wah is too junior to push your agenda on the mountain, because all the giants on the mountain are with BBI. And therefore, there is still time, my friend and my deputy president, William Samoei Ruto, to ensure that you minimize your blunders. The beginning point, look for good advisors.